Well, we're getting ready to play our fourth top 10 team this year so far, and I'm sure there's plenty more of these to come as you look at the schedule. I do look at Florida as a team, even this late in the year, but with a lot of basketball to go, that I think will be one of the top four seeds in the SEC tournament. Now, it's hard to separate so many good teams at the halfway point. Obviously, Auburn and Alabama's records indicate that there's a chance there. But I would put Florida as one of those teams out of that next bunch that I think's got a chance. They have really improved defensively from a year ago. They are turning people over more. Their field goal percentage defense, their three-point field goal percentage defense, their physicality. They got great size everywhere. And I think that's the biggest difference between last year's Florida teams to this year's Florida teams. They've always played really, really hard. They're one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country. And there is more physicality on every play, just like what we saw against Tennessee. And so we'll obviously have our hands full. It's a great matchup in the backcourt. Both backcourts have got veteran players, great size, dynamic abilities, and it's going to be just a physical battle on the inside for post positions and rebounding. I think the game has got implications for a conference championship. The atmosphere here all week has been stepped up a little bit because we got a couple hundred students camped outside our door, and it's been fun to go up there and say good morning. And I'm going to go up there after practice today and just thank them all for being here and excited about the opportunity to play such a great team. Proud of Todd Golden and the job that he's done in his third season at Florida.
When you look at Florida, do you look at them the same way as you would Houston, Iowa State, Duke, and maybe how roster-wise, matchup-wise, how close are they to those three?
Yeah, I absolutely do. I think this is the third or fourth best team we've played in the top three or four. I'd place them right there with Duke and Houston and Iowa State. Tennessee, the top teams that we played so far, absolutely. They're very, very similar. They got depth, they got size, they run good stuff. They're very veteran. Just take a look at the three guards. All three guards shoot between 45 and 50%. They're all better from three, and yet they can all finish from two. They're tough covers, and so they got all the pieces.
You mentioned a little bit the backcourt of Clayton, Martin, and I guess Richard as well. What do you see from that group, and is there anybody you played against this season who you compare that group to at all?
Is there anybody I would compare that group to?
Is there any teams that kind of you see similarities to that backcourt that you played this season?
Let's see. I would say that backcourt's as good as any backcourt we played against. I don't know. I haven't played them yet, but that's a real focus for Florida. They're the three leading scorers. They shoot great percentages. They can handle the ball. Martin's been a great addition to them because he obviously has won at Florida Atlantic and gets downhill. Powerful player. He's helped them. It's been a big upgrade. And Will Richard has just continued to get better and better every year he's been there. And Clayton was a great player, and his coming back, was huge for Florida. And obviously, Florida's made a real commitment.
Sure. Bruce, this is obviously not the first time you've gone up against Todd, but what is it like going against him? Knowing that you know him so well, he knows you so well, and just the prep for that.
I don't think our familiarity with each other has anything to do with the scouting or anything like that. We're familiar with them because we've played against them, and they're familiar with us because they do a great job scouting and they do a great job knowing what we do. The I guess the hard part would be I root for Todd except when I'm playing against him, and I probably don't enjoy playing. I don't enjoy having to play against his teams, especially because they're going to be both teams play so hard and be so physical. And I'd like to play him only one time a year, and that's in the SEC tournament championship game, if I could. I would because we both will have gotten there, and that would be great.
Chad?
Chad picked up a technical, as you know. You were there, I guess, for dissent. I'm not exactly sure what he got the technical for, but did you have a conversation with him, or do you need to have a conversation with him about, hey, he's done a good job of kind of calming himself down, maybe not in that situation? I don't know. Did you talk to him about it?
Yeah, Chad's done a great job not taking the bait, and he's really improved playing with passion and energy and emotion. For some reason the Oklahoma game was there was a lot of that going on, and we haven't seen a ton of that all year. We're trying to stay away from it. So I'm sure it's something that could be part of somebody's game plan to be overly physical or try to get him stirred up, try to get him out of the game.
There's a few games ago, you kind of issued a challenge to
What's that now?
you kind of issued a challenge to Dylan and Cheney in particular to stay on the ground better and kind of when they go block shots and fouls. How pleased have you been maybe over the last 2 or 3 weeks with that, and how important is that against Florida's big front?
Yeah, I mean, Florida's got, like us, they've got a very deep front line, and they've got probably even a deeper front line, and the ability for Dylan and Cheney to stay on the floor and not get in foul trouble by being in the right spot at the right time. There are certain things, second off the floor, and trying to earn the fouls. Sometimes when you get in foul trouble, maybe you make an attempt to get an offensive rebound that you really have no chance to get, and you come over somebody's back when you really couldn't get it. Maybe the decision not to go on that one, or impacting a ball screen where the guard just kind of bumps into you, and then you pick up a foul there. It's doable, but it's also hard to navigate because of the way we defend and all the things that we ask our big guys to do. A lot's going to be asked of our team defensively. Florida is also one of the teams that requires you to put second and third efforts into how you guard because of how efficient they are and what they do.
Florida's 4th in the country in offensive rebounding percentage. Just you've played some teams here recently that have been good at offensive rebounding, a couple teams that haven't really done as much, but just the challenge of facing a team that crashes the glass.
Yeah, they're going to crash the glass. They're going to throw you out of the way. They're going to displace you. They're going every time. They're going from the beginning of the game to the end of the game, regardless of the score. They're just going. So you've got to be able to increase your umbrella. You've got to be able to handle the contact. You've got to be able to try not to get displaced, and go for everything with 2 hands. It's one of their great strengths.